Hello, everyone, and welcome to the North versus South FPL podcast featuring myself, Heath, and my co-host, State. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, good, mate. Not bad, not bad. Things are hotting up. The Millers, one game away. We just need to win his last game and it's promotion, pal. Oh,
I was rooting for you guys last night. You're up against Sunderland, right? I was looking out for those
yeah.
scores.
What? Yeah, we 1-0 up and then we scored an OG in the 88th minute, which, to be fair, he probably should have done better with, i.e., not put it in the back of his own net.
Wigan losing though.
No, exactly. Yeah, Wigan lost, and obviously MK Dons didn't play because they're already on 45 games. So, yeah, I mean, last game of the season, we've got Gillingham away, who are fourth bottom, and they need to do something to stay up. So they've obviously got something to play for. MK Dons have got a tough one. They're away at Plymouth, I think. So, is it Plymouth? Yeah, I think they're away at Plymouth. So I think hopefully. I don't think MK Dons will win now. I think they'll probably might get a draw, and a draw won't be good enough for them because we've got a +6 goal difference on them already. So MK Dons need to win, and that still might not guarantee him. And we could still win the title if we can drop points in their last game. So yeah,
So
no, it's all good.
all the people out there who aren't 100% aware of League One football but are looking for a bet on the last day, what's your top six?
Wigan, Rotherham, MK Dons, Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth, and Sunderland.
Oh, so Wycombe missing out.
Yeah, I'd love to see Sunderland miss out. Oh, well, I'd love to see Wednesday miss out, but I don't think that's going to happen on both points. To be fair, Wednesday at home at Pompey, Sunderland they're away at Morecambe. So I mean, Morecambe have still got something to play for. They could still go down themselves. To be fair, I mean they need both Gillingham and Fleetwood to win and for them to go down. So they've still got to be careful, I guess. But yeah, I see Wickham potentially missing out. I hope I'm wrong, but they're away at Burton, and Burton are just a funny team. They just seem to pick up random victories here and there. So I think Wickham might become a sucker punch to that.
Nice. Okay. Well, if you're wondering, yeah, I think it's going to be Burnley, Everton, and Norwich to go down.
Well, I wasn't wondering, but I mean, I like your optimism. I think you're very wrong.
Yes.
But I mean, you're only probably wrong with one club potentially. I think Norwich, yes, Everton, quite possible. I think the other club might be Watford, though. He just might be Watford. I mean, I'm sorry, mate. I don't want
That's
you to
okay.
go down. Although if we go up, you coming down would be nice. We could do something again, and hopefully we actually play each other on a Saturday for once, which we always tend to get each other on midweek games when Rotherham play Watford in the Championship. So Saturday be good because then we can do a proper session on at one or the other, couldn't we? So
Sounds good, mate.
fingers
Sounds
crossed.
good. All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's get on with this podcast, mate. We this week we've got our game week review as usual. We've got our Michael Keane shit list. We've got our North versus South mini league updates. We've got a new feature this week, which is going to be our top 5 sporting movies, and we're going to basically put that together into some kind of top 10 overall between the two of us. And then we got a game week preview. It's quite a shortish podcast this week, but I think we gave you a bit too much probably last week. So this is where you make up your time. So with that in mind, let's crack on with this week's game week review. So it is an interesting game week, and I mean realistically, I think if you're a neutral right now, it's not finished yet. It's going the way you would want it to.
Yeah. Just to make things clear, I am not interested in this being a fucking tight head-to-head. I want to fucking get away from this man so that I can relax the last couple of game weeks. So, yeah, unlike Heath and the rest of the listeners who are wanting a tight contest, I don't want that. But we're going to have it because, yeah, my team's not going to catch Heathy this week unless Heathy Chelsea lot all get sent off, miss a penalty each maybe. That'd work quite nicely, and that might give me half a chance, but it's not likely. So obviously, my team I can only pick from the 10 most northern sides in the Premier League. So that's from Norwich, Leicester, Wolves, all above that, basically, to include your full-on Northern team. So just so you're aware of that. So I'm on 46 points at the moment. I didn't make any transfers this game week. I was willing. I know I said I don't want a contest, but I wanted to save 2 transfers because I've got other things that I want to get doing in preparation for these double game weeks that we're going to have coming up for a few clubs. So I decided not to make any transfers. So I'm on 46 points. Edison 2 points because fucking Watford somehow scored a goal at the Etihad. I mean, that's the only thing that they did do okayish. The rest of the game, they were not great. Well, they weren't terrible, but they're just nowhere near as good as City. So that cost me really. To be fair, it cost me a few points because Edison didn't get a clean sheet. So he only got 2. He obviously didn't get any saves because Watford only probably had the 1 shot on goal all game and it went in. So I think, oh no, he made 1 save on top of that. So they had 2 shots on target all game, Watford. That tells you everything. They were never going to win a game when City scored 5. So Cancelo 1 point again. Didn't get any assists or anything when they scored 5 goals. I mean, come on. I was hoping that he might have done that, but it didn't, unfortunately. So no good there. Conor Cody 2 points. Wolves' clean sheet runs are well and truly over. They haven't had one in the last 4 game weeks. I was hoping they might have shared a nice, lovely 0-0 with Burnley. That would have gone down really well, but unfortunately not. So 2 points from Connor. Then my Liverpool lads, yeah, solid. Trent 5 points, got a clean sheet, but got a yellow card. No assist, but to be fair, Everton did well. I thought they were unlucky. But we can get on to that in a bit. Van Dijk 7 points. Solid clean sheet. Got 1 bonus point. Virgil as always awesome. Then midfield, Cornet didn't play. I mean, I'm not surprised he didn't play because he's been missing penalties and costing his team. But I think he's had a little bit of a knock, so that's why he didn't play. So no points from there. I will have Anthony Gordon to come in with a big 1 point. That's unfortunate because he should have had more. But again, we'll get onto that later. James Maddison, 2 points for Leicester. They actually started playing him again, so well done for him. This is where I got my captain pick wrong. I went Salah captain, De Bruyne vice. De Bruyne got 9 points against Watford, obviously. Only played 56 minutes, but 2 assists, 2 bonus points.
What assist for that first goal?
Oh man, the guy's just nuts. I mean, if you watch the Champions League game last night, that first half, the man he's just brilliant. I mean, for me, arguably at the moment, I know Salah's obviously on form, but De Bruyne is the best footballer on the planet, I think, at this moment in time. As an all-round footballer, there's not much he can't do. He's decent defensively. He's passing. He can score. He can create. He works hard. I don't see there being a better all-round footballer in the world at this moment in time for me. And he's that good. He would walk into every single team in this world. That's for sure. I always say to my mate who's a Liverpool fan, you know what your midfield could do? You add De Bruyne into like Fabinho and Thiago, De Bruyne pushed on a bit more, you become completely unstoppable then with Liverpool because of that. So he's that good. Just ridiculous. So yeah, he got 9 points. Salah, my captain, he got 12 points. So he obviously got an assist and he got 1 point for a clean sheet bonus. So he got 6 points. So he went up to 12. So he didn't have as good of a game I was hoping. But I thought, again, like I said, Everton, I thought did really well. Unlucky in a lot of things. Then up top, Sam Maximin, he got 4 points. He actually got an assist this week. I think that's his first assist or goal in about 12 game weeks or 10 game weeks. So maybe who's maybe at fault for continuing to have him in his side? I think that's probably me, maybe. But yeah, and then Timo Pukki finally had a quieter week and just got the 2 points. I thought Norwich, I didn't fancy him to beat Newcastle, but I thought they'd have got a goal or something out of it because, I mean, they've been scoring goals of late, picking up some points. So I thought they would have at least got, a goal or so against.
He did have one that he rounded the keeper, but he took his time. He didn't make a decision, and then all the defenders come back in time. Yeah.
Yeah, so a bit annoying that, but Newcastle again showing that they've well and truly miles away out of that relegation fight, and they're into the top half of the table. They were on 8 points back in like end of December or something stupid, and they are, I think from January if the table started in January, Newcastle would be second in the league behind Liverpool right now.
Fair play
That's
to Eddie Howe, mate.
yeah.
I remember saying to you about maybe 3 or 4 podcasts ago. Maybe like 4 or 5 podcasts ago that, what are the odds on Newcastle getting into Europe now? Because at the time they were just winning every single game. I think they just had a bit too much to do in the end.
Man United and West Ham lose their remaining fixtures. Newcastle win all theirs. Newcastle get 55 points. Man U stay on 54 and West Ham 52. So, they could technically still get into Europe, but, I can't see West Ham and Man United not picking up at least one win out of the last 4, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, amazing what he's done, fantastic. Obviously, they made some good signings in January, got themselves a spine. That Bruno looks good. Defensively better, attacking wise, obviously, because the defense is more solid and the setup better, they seem to have a sort of an identity of how they're wanting to play, and it's causing problems. So, yeah, fair play at Newcastle, really doing well. And Connor in the pie chart group for you, mate. Congratulations on kicking someone out of the group this week. Well done, by the way. But also, you're going to be buzzing for next season, I'm sure. So, I mean, I think a lot of Newcastle fans, I don't think they'll still be getting too carried away, because I think Newcastle fans are very realistic in the ones I've met. Although they should always be top half, and really, if they got their acts together now, they've got this money, they can definitely be challenging in 4 or 5 years' time, I think. But I don't want them to get too ahead of themselves. I don't think most of them will, but I'm sure they're all thinking sort of, what if, next season, what if we could mount something? But yeah, well done at Newcastle. We've obviously Pookie only getting 2 points. Like I said, I've got Anthony Gordon going to come in for Cornets for 1 point, which will move me up to 47. It'll be slightly above the average for the game week, but I think I'm going to be on a red and going down in a few groups. But like I said, I think you're getting the win this week, Heath. But hopefully it's damage limitation. Hopefully your Chelsea boys in their second game don't do too much and cause you to catch up with me too much with the overall points as well. So yeah, on to you, Heath. Go on, lay it down.
Yeah, it was good. It was good for me. I'm not going to lie. I took a hit this week. I brought in Alonso and Azpilicueta for Rudiger and Doherty. I was really frustrated with Rudiger though, because it's just that whole thing of, someone's got a double game week and you've got a player in preparation for that. He gets injured just before that double game week, and then that means you've got to make an extra transfer. But it is what it is. So at the moment, I've got Martinez in goal. He got a clean sheet, got 6 points. Azpilicueta, like I say, he got 6 points. So James at the moment is my captain, and obviously he didn't play. So if he doesn't play against United, then my vice would be Keane. So there's not much going on there. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he does play. I don't know exactly what was wrong with him, to be honest, why he didn't play, but hoping they just rested him. And then Alonso got an assist. So, and he must have got 2 bonus points, but he got booked as well. So basically he got 10 points. So that was a good transfer for both the 2 Chelsea defenders. Then I have Bowen, who didn't start. He came on. I think West Ham obviously rotated for Europe. Son with 3 points. Obviously didn't quite work out for them at Brentford. It's so funny what's happening with the Arsenal Spurs thing at the moment. They're just, one week I'm getting points from Spurs players, next week I'm getting points from Arsenal, but never at the same time. And talking of Arsenal players, Saka, I mean, the guy is just, at the moment, he's just turning himself into a season keeper, isn't he? For next season, maybe. Just seems to be getting goals and assists. And I mean, this week he got a goal and an assist. Obviously, he had the penalty, so he's taking penalties. I don't know if he would be if Lacazette had have played, but at the same time, he took his penalty very well. So maybe he's in contention for next season. But 13 points for him. Then the main man, James Ward-Prowse. Wow. Another free kick. You could blame the keeper, but I just think when you're that good a free kick taker, I think it's mind games, isn't it? It's a bit like Beckham won against Greece. He took about 5 or 6 free kicks back in those days for the World Cup qualifier back in the day. And, the keeper saved every single one of them, or Beckham just missed. But then the last one, you could say, the keeper should be saving that. It's exactly the same with Ward-Prowse, I think. He's had quite a few free kicks against Watford, I've noticed. And I've just thought, what do you do when they're that good, that precise? you're assuming
Yeah.
he's going to go over the wall, but then you're thinking, but he knows I'm thinking that. So therefore, I think he might. So it's all about that first step, isn't it, for a goalkeeper? But his first one was right in the corner of the goalkeeper's side. So you could say it's the keeper's fault, but again, like I explained, it's mind games. So he got, and he took his second goal beautifully. I mean, just one of those ones you just know when you hit it, it's just on its way low, just above the ground, bottom corner again, perfectly hit, and obviously 3 bonus points. So he got me 15 points. Then obviously, like I say, Lacazette didn't play, so I've got Walker Peters potentially coming in for him. But if James doesn't play, I'll have Ericsson coming in with 3 points and Walker Peters with just 1 for both of those who didn't play. Tony got 2 points, hit the post, could have scored. A bit unlucky. It looked lively again. I'm definitely keeping him about the team. Looks like he's at end of season form's looking good. And Keane, I mean, Keane had a really good chance at the end, overhead kick or bicycle kick or however you want to call it, and just past the post. So, they all had their moments. So I'm quite happy. Obviously, I'm very happy. So overall, I got 58 points. Obviously, take away the 4, so that's 54. It would be crazy if I didn't win this week. I mean, it's like the Chelsea defenders would have to get in a massive scrap, a couple of own goals, a couple of red cards, plenty of goals conceded for me to really lose this. I guess if James does play, gets own goal, red card, concedes, then maybe I'm on for that. But who knows? So I'm not. Yeah, that is a bit
drastic.
But we'll see. But what that does mean is that after this Chelsea game, it means that State and I, this, like every week we say it, but it's just crazy. I mean, it's not even like, the thing was that last week you smashed me, the week before I smashed you, the week before that you smashed me. It's just, we're going into like ridiculous territory here where who would have, it's like we couldn't have planned it any better. Game week 35, we're going to be even on points on the head to head, and the points difference is getting slightly closer. So there's so much to play for those last 4 game weeks, really, isn't there?
Yeah, lots to play for. I think it's looking like it's going to be last day of the season type stuff at this moment.
Oh, mate, that'd be great. If we do that, we've got to really, we've got to think about
try and do a live.
Yes, we've got to think about that, mate. I mean, to be honest, I've heard other podcasts talking about it, and they've already got it set up. We, on the other hand, have just decided that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
On the spot.
On the spot. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think it should be done, but there's so much to play for. The good thing is that because the points are close as well, neither of us really can afford to make crazy transfers to kind of win a game week like you could have done earlier in the season. But that's where we are. It should be quite interesting. But I assume, State, because the game week didn't go to plan, I assume that this next feature is going to be a quite a passionate one from yourself. Although you smashed me last week, and your shit list was pretty passionate anyway. So yeah,
can always find something to grumble about, Heath. You know that. Can always slag people off, give some shit. That's how I roll. At the end of the day, I'll always find somebody to get at. There's plenty of people. There's plenty of things happening in the world to give me reason to rant. So yeah. Next, what we could just call it State's rant list, to be fair, in future. But then again, that'd be disrespectful to Michael Keane, our not sponsor, but who the shit list is named after. So
yes.
Yeah, poor Michael Keane. I mean, he could keep a clean sheet and he'd still be on the shit list probably. I don't see changing for him. So yeah, I mean, shit list wise, let's see now. So for obviously anyone who doesn't know about the shit list, where have you been in all our lives? The shit list is basically a chance for me and Heath to name 5 things or people or whatever that we want to say is on our shit list. Sometimes we're on it ourselves. Sometimes we put each other on it. Sometimes we've got things on it that are basically absolutely nothing to do with our teams, but something else. So yeah, the shit list is fantastic for us to vent, to get our anger out, abuse people, because it means we can abuse people and not get repercussions for it. That's what the shit list is all about. Okay, so yeah, Heath, fire away. What's your shit list looking like?
Okay, so mine's pretty straightforward, and I'm going to get through it quite quickly. So the first one, probably the most embarrassing moment of the weekend, goes to Nuno Tavares. I think we talked about this earlier in the season with the uprising of knee slide celebrations and the fact that some of these Premier League pitches aren't informing the players of their watering situation, because if you saw Nuno Tavares go for his knee slide, wow, the guy got it all wrong. And it's not like it's on live TV, and it got a global audience of.
You're safe for doing the Ronaldo celebration, aren't you? Really,
You are. I did though. Having said that, I think it was Collins at Burnley. He honestly,
yes,
he nailed that knee slide. I mean, he was in the air for as long as I think Ronaldo's been in the air for that Juve goal. And he comes down, but he's well aware. He knows that Burnley pitch is going to be well watered. And yeah, it was soaking, and he really enjoyed that. But yeah, Nuno Tavares, I would get in touch with Collins and just ask him how he was able to master the knee slide, because you need help, mate. You need help with that. That was very poor. Maybe it's because he's a fullback and he wasn't expecting to score, and therefore he got a bit carried away. But yeah, so he has to go there as numero uno on my shit list. The second one, I'm pretty sure you probably have this on yours, so it might mess yours up a little bit. But Tim Krul for the awful mistake, and that led in Bruno Guimaraes with his cheeky assist. I mean, cheeky goal. And yeah, I mean, when you're down the bottom, as I've been feeling all season, it's those really weird mistakes you can't be having. And I know that they were 2-0 down at the time, but that mistake was just. And Tim Krul's a lot more experienced. He should know better. I don't understand this playing out from the back when you're.
Yeah, it's
sometimes just doesn't look right at all, does it?
Yeah, look, unless you've got the quality on the ball like your Edisons, your Allisons, your Manuel Neuers, then there is going to be the times where you just got to realize, put my foot through the fucking thing, stop.
It's also who's in front of you, mate. Those defenders. Like, the fact is that if you just got to read the room. I mean, if you're 2-0 down at home to Newcastle or any team in the Premier League, the last thing you want as a defender is to receive the ball when they're pressing you heavily. But again, that's why Krul's got to go on there, really, because like if Norwich are 2-0 up or something and they're doing it, fair play. They're full of confidence. Everyone wants the ball. Everyone's excited. Everyone's looking at 3 points. But 2-0 down at home, and yeah, you're on your way down to the Championship. That's the last thing you want. So it looked a bit lazy. Anyway, but that was pretty bad. Then two guys who come in to become one, really, because they made the same mistake as Mr. Bruno Fernandes and Jorginho. When they do that little skip and the little tap and they send the goalkeeper the wrong way, it's these moments that you kind of look at it and go, that they must look very silly. And to be fair, very brave to then try it again. And I'm sure Jorginho, I'm pretty sure he's missed a penalty or two in the past doing the same thing. But I feel like because Bruno hit the post and he went wide, he kind of slightly got away with it in a way. But Jorginho, because it basically, I mean, Fabianski actually probably helped him out. He made it look a little bit more dramatic. He could have literally stopped it with his right foot.
Definitely.
But then he's not in a playground, is he, really? So yeah, but no, it was both those penalties were shocking, and I guess I'd say it's a risk versus reward situation with those. If you're going to do it, you're going to have to accept the fact that every now and then you're going to miss one and look like an absolute clown. But that's the reason we're on the shit list. So that's me done.
Yeah, well, excellent. Yeah, I mean, you took a few from me, which I don't mind, to be fair, because these are things that definitely need to be handed out. Bruno Fernandes, what the fuck, man? I mean, seriously, having a mare there, isn't he? To be honest with you, real mare. So yeah, things are not going good for the Bruno pickers out there. If there's still many people on him, I guess. He's he's not had a terrible season. He's got 138 points, but -1 against Arsenal for doing that. I mean, he's still owned by over 15% of teams at the moment, so I bet that'll dwindle down after that penalty miss. But yeah, Bruno was on mine. Tim Krul definitely as well. Jorginho, never going to put him on my shit list, to be fair, because It gave me a very, very happy moment in the last summer when he didn't score what would have been the winning penalty in the Euros. Now I know that moment was short lived, but it was still a great bloody moment. When England are in the final of the Euros, they've got to score a penalty. You know, Jorginho is very good at them. And Pickford made that great save. I was on fire. I was running around, head over my shirt over my head. I was celebrating like we'd won it because even though we went on and lost still, so egg on my face. But for that reason, I'm still not going to do it because I in that moment I had so much joy and happiness when Pickford saved the Jorginho penalty. So you won't go on my shit list, Jorginho. Never, never. Okay, unless you sign for a North team and do that for the North team and cost me points, which loses me a game week. That'll be the only reason. Okay, so yeah, so that way. Bars on my shit list this week. Fucking hell. I mean, I know everyone's sort of like going on about Liverpool at the moment, but seriously, if that want a Liverpool moment, I don't know what fucking war. Anthony Gordon has to be given a penalty there in that second half. What on earth is going on? Every single pundit in the world saying it. Jamie Carragher's saying it. You couldn't find a more biased Liverpool man in the world, and even he's saying it. Everyone's saying it. It was a penalty. It's Everton had played him well. Gordon had a great game. I know he got booked for a dive in the first half, which was, I mean, lots of people do that dives. Anyway, else on pitch, referee probably don't give him a foul. He might get a free kick for it, but spent a bit more time on it with it being in the penalty area. But Gordon, I thought, were really good. He caused Trent problems because, and Everton, did cause a few problems because, Liverpool obviously pushed the fullbacks on, but they told Anthony Gordon, stay wide, get forward, get the ball and run, get into that space. And, I thought they put in a really good effort, did Everton. Obviously, Liverpool just have too much quality. They have players come off the bench. Diaz, who can just make a difference. Divock, what a legend Divock is, coming off the bench as always, scoring a goal against Everton. I think he only scores against Everton or Barcelona, doesn't he, Divock?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not bad, but you might want to sort of branch out a little bit, pal. But yeah, VAR's going on for that. It's a shocking decision that's not been given as a penalty, and it's these are the sort of things that can cost teams their spot in the Premier League. That could help Liverpool win the title. They don't ever get a penalty score. Liverpool might not go on and win game, probably still will, but you just don't know at that point. So I think it's just a bit of a sore spot that from VAR. I think you've really let yourselves down, to be fair on that one. And that's first time I think VAR have been on it for a few weeks. To be honest with you, I think they've been doing quite well on a number of things, but yeah, that's not on there. Next person on my shit list is none other than a Watford player. So can you guess which Watford player this is?
Let me think. It's not Kamara, is it?
Of course it is. Putting the ball in the back of the net. What's he thinking about? Costing me some points. All right, costing me some bloody clean sheet points there. 8 points. 8 points. I'd have got more there. I'd have been on to 54. And guess what? I'm on 54. Won a tied game week, and you then are desperate for Chelsea not to do something stupid because one error and that's it. So they Kamara as himself cost me big time.
It's a good goal though, wasn't it, mate? It was a good goal.
I couldn't give a shit whether it was a good goal or not, right? I'm not interested in talking
Nice little build up.
This man, all right?
I feel like De Bruyne stole our show there.
Yeah, it's a little bit better, yeah. But yeah, so Kamara, what the feck are you doing, pal? Absolute nightmare. Cost me big time. Not impressed. Not happy. So yeah. So yeah, and that completes my shit list. Like I said, you took the penalty thing and the cruel thing. There's only Kamara that I can really have a real go at from the FPL point of view of my team. I'm not blaming Ederson and Cancelo for it. I'm blaming Kamara for it. Okay.
Fair play, mate. Yeah. I like it. Although I do think Ederson should have saved it.
Yeah, he should. He probably should have done, but I think he's probably kept me a fair few points this season, so I'm fairly happy with that. So yeah, well that's it for my shit list this game week.
Nice. I like it, mate. It was a good shit list. It was probably a little bit underwhelming, if I'm being honest with you. I thought you were going to be a bit angrier, but to be fair, in a way, it's quite nice to have a chilled shit list. So
No way. The next few will be more vocal, I would imagine.
yeah, fast forward, State is smashing
Yeah.
the computer screen while he's doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe
Yeah,
I'm
that
in the
could happen.
fucking lead all week, all year, and you come
Yeah.
ahead of me the last couple of weeks. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
mate. I like it. I like it because in a weird way, because I've always been behind you. I've never felt like I'm under pressure. I feel like you're under pressure,
Yeah.
but
Tell you
you've
what.
never really been that far. You had a period where you're kind of like maybe 8 points ahead or 12 points at one point, but it's never been that far. Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, talking of leagues, let's talk about our North versus South mini league update, and let's kind of see how the rest of the guys have been getting on. Obviously, there's still a lot to play for. I think that the title race is still on, just. So, State, what's happening on the North versus South mini league?
Well, North versus South mini league, we have definitely still. I mean, there's still a chance of a title race, yes. So Kevin Bernard's at the top. So he's on 2,237 overall, and his game week's 53 points at the moment. He has got Havertz as captain, so they play Man United this night. He's got Mount in his team. He's got Werner in his team as well. Um, he's gonna have 6 points coming in for him because he played Shah at Newcastle in his side. He didn't play, and he's got Matty Cash with a 6 pointer for a clean sheet from Villa. So he's got that happening. Chris Wood, I don't think he played either for Newcastle. So he's got Gellart coming in with another point. So he's got 7 points to come in, make him 60. And then he's got a captain in Havertz and Mount and Burner to play against Man United. So he could quickly turn things around actually this game week, if truth be told. I think if it's if things go his way. Connor Tobin's the one chasing him. He's on 2186 at the moment. So he's still 51 behind, but he's got 65 for this game week. He's got Havertz as captain as well. He's got Werner in. He hasn't got Mount. He's got Alonso in. So that's the differentiator,
Hmm.
really, is Alonso versus Mount for them two to see who's gonna everything else. They're gonna get similar. They're gonna get a similar score. If Alonso can go big and Mount doesn't today, then I think that's where you could see Connor catching a little bit. So there's a differentiator and something that can happen. That's the top two anyway. I think we could see that. I mean, Mike Matthews is close as well on 217. He's got 61 game week this week. So again, he's not really gone big on Chelsea. He's only got Mountain really, so he's not got much to come in for the rest of the game week. But in terms of the game week itself, I mean, no one's gone crazy in the hauling. No one's hit the big 7-0 yet. To be fair, our man, Big Ben Marion, played his wild card, left the wild card to left. Good. I tell you what, good staying ability for someone who's doing so shit in the league, Ben. I mean, God, you don't save your wild cards if you're doing shit in all your leagues. To be fair, and he is doing shit in all the leagues he's in. I can see the 14th, 22nd, 83rd, 17th. Yeah, he's 14th in a head-to-head league. He's not doing very well, so he saved his wild card for this game week. Funny times. But I mean, he's on 69. He's probably going to get more. He's got Ronaldo's captain. He's got Havertz. He's got Alonso still play. So, Ronaldo can score a couple, which we know at the moment. He's probably not going to do it again in April because he's already done it once. Then he might haul big and be the game week leader for that. So well done, Big Ben. Well done to you. Heath, if obviously Chelsea do well tonight, then you could sort of find yourself definitely in that 70-75 mark. Down at the bottom, El Badger Poopers, big 22. Samuel Diamond High Tech, 27. Joe Hadley, the UnitedDivision.org, 11 points. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, Bruno is your captain at the moment. You've got Sancho, you've got Shaw, you've got Mount.
He's
You still
got
got
Ward Prowse on the
Lukaku.
bench.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to come in. He's going to get
He
15 points
is.
from that, isn't he? Fuck you. What a spawny bastard. Anyway, but I mean, I don't think he's been doing much to his team because he's still got Michael Keane in it and Ben Foster. So yeah, never mind. But yeah, I think obviously the telling factor is the top. Kevon is still leading. He's got a good handy lead, but it only takes a bad game week, as we know at this time. And there's a lot of double game week. There's a lot of teams having double game week coming up in 36, aren't there? So 36 could be a big game week for differentials, and we'll see how that pans out.
Awesome, mate. Awesome. Yeah, good work. I feel like we had the incentive of keeping the relegation, like keeping a relegation in there and making it interesting for the guys on the bottom. But there's something that tells me that they're probably not listening and probably not really putting much effort in. So
Yeah,
relegation might not
yeah, I
be
think it's
the
not.
carrot at the end of the stick, right?
No, not at the moment. I don't think. I mean, the only other thing to sort of say is that we've got obviously this this weekend coming as the last game class as the last game week of April. So we'll have the manager of the month award. Leading at the moment is Bailey Mark, the 11 Optimist on 262, Mike Matthews 256, Connor Tobin 245, Big Ben 237, Go on My Son, Beldora Tempest 233. Won't say the person in sixth place name, but it's 4-0's a tie now, 233. And then myself 231 in seventh. So I think you're nowhere near this fucking game
No, not a
this
good one,
month.
mate. Like I say, I'm up and
You,
down. I have one good week and then a bad week, and it's basically like I say, it's
yeah.
all about Spurs and Arsenal at the moment.
Thank you as always to everyone who's joined and has continued. And next season, we hope you will do the same again as well. So yeah, thanks very much. And I think that then moves us on to our feature for the week actually. So we have decided we'd do a little chat about our top 5 sporting movies. Me and Heath both did a sport degree, sport media and culture degrees. I was basically watching sport movies for a lot of it, to be fair. So it was quite a nice doss
It was
around.
lovely. It was
But
lovely.
yeah, it was very nice. So we decided we'd do this and just have a bit of a fun chat about what our favorite films were, and then like Heath said, create a top 10 out of our 5. So Heath, do you want to kick us off?
Yes. So my number 5 is Dodgeball.
Oh, oh, yes, yes. Pepper needs you shorts. Yes.
Yes, Dodgeball has to be in there. I think it's one of those films that it's silly, but it's watchable. I've definitely watched it more than 5 times. I reckon you can keep watching it, and there's there's plenty there going on. I feel like Ben Stiller steals the show without a doubt. You made me bleed my own blood.
Yeah. It's over between you and me, Cadence. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
So
he is brilliant. Yeah.
He's great. And so that's definitely number 5.
See, Dodgeball, yeah, it was in my top 10, but it didn't quite make the top 5. I've gone quite serious with my 5, to be fair. So, Dodgeball's fantastic. I can't argue with that. So number 5 on my one is is a golfing one. Tin Cup with Kevin Costner.
Beautiful.
Tin Cup. I mean, Rene Russo's in there, and this, she's pretty tidy, to be fair, as well, which means you got a little eye candy to look at. But it's an absolute nutter on the golf course with no mental game whatsoever about every shot in the book. Now, I'm sure there's many golfers who are probably like that, but I mean, I just go mental on the golf course because I play shit shots. So he's playing good shots and then just loses his rag. And fun film, good for a golf, person trying to win the US Open if you haven't seen it. And Kevin Costner, just and Rene Russo having a nice little bit of romance in there. So a bit of comedies in there. So yeah.
I always kind of like bulk that up with the Legend of Bagger Vance and Fields of Dreams.
Yeah.
I have all 3 of those films in my head, and things happen in one and in the other. And I couldn't tell you which one it is, if that makes sense, because I think I've only watched all of them like once a long time ago.
Yeah, Legend and Bag of Ants is good, quite mystical and that. I nearly thought I did want to put a golf movie in there, but and I thought about Happy Gilmore, but obviously, I wanted to go a bit more serious. Happy Gilmore again was with Dodgeball. It made my top 10, but I didn't fancy it for the top 5. But yeah. So
yeah, actually thinking about it now, because I've got Dodgeball at my number 5, people might have just gone, "Oh fuck this," just turned off straight away.
Yeah, maybe. Who have you got floating in at 4 then, Heath?
This is a tricky one because I kind of like looking at it now and I'm thinking, am I sure? But I'm going to go with it. I've got Remember the Titans, American football film.
What a film.
Race relations. It's, the idea that, these young kids at a young age are already kind of like looking at each other in a negative light just because of their skin color. And by the end of it, Julius and the other chap, I can't remember his name. They become best friends, and so much happens.
Bertier, Julius and Campbell and Bertier.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. I mean,
Left side.
Denzel's awesome. I mean, any film he's in, you've got a chance. Bit over the top. It's a bit silly. It's very American, obviously, but I loved it. I think it's great.
Yeah, good. Great shout on the American football film. Yeah, I'm liking it a lot. So my number 4, Hoosiers.
Nice, yes.
Gene Hackman, basketball, high school basketball teacher, team coach, and he got a bit of like a Coach Carter type thing to it in a small way. Obviously, a lot earlier, it was for a small town called Hickory, and then they end up going and winning state. And he comes in and changes the way the players play, makes sure they follow his rules and stuff like that, and implements a winning mentality as well. And again, it's a feel good film, to be honest with you. And like I say, if you watch it, it's not your modern sort of thing. It's what you can imagine a lot of high school basketball sort of courts look like as well, where they don't have massive funding and that, and it just it's got that sort of very authentic feel to it, I think, and a good watch. Gene Hackman being his usual sort of self, I think, in there, a bit of arrogance. I think a lot of people watch like a sporting movie like that would call that a good one, definitely.
Awesome, mate. I can't remember Hoosiers that well. Again, something that I've watched a long time ago, but I can't really remember it that clearly. Gene Hackman knows. Again, another great actor who just steals the show most of the time.
Dennis Hopper's also a wild drunk in it, and he gets him to get sober and beyond his coaching and stuff. But it's good. Who's number 3 then, Heath?
Mate, it's again another serious one. Mike Bassett, England manager.
Yes. Not to be fair, we've got to have a football one on this top 5 of each, because I don't have one, so you've saved the day. Otherwise, we're useless. Yeah, great film.
This feature state actually came up with this feature after we did the Mike Bassett quiz. Actually, I would firmly say that. I mean, if you've not seen Mike Bassett before, then give it a watch. It's really good fun. Ricky Tomlinson takes over the England job, where he's just completely out of his depth. England are shocking. I mean, to be fair, it's probably not too dissimilar to many years of watching England, to be fair. No, it's good fun. And the one thing that's a bit frustrating about Mike Bassett, England manager, is that they flirted with having a sequel for many years. And I think they were very tempted to do one for this World Cup just gone. Sorry, the Euro just gone.
TV series, wasn't there? They did a
series. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that wasn't that great, to be honest. I don't remember that being that great. But the film itself, though, is just brilliant. There's so many quotable things. But definitely give it a watch if you've not seen it for a while. And I think Stay kind of shout out the other time when we had the quiz. It's on YouTube, so you can probably watch it on there in intervals.
Yeah, you can watch it free on YouTube. And well done for Heath for bringing it up. 3 cheers for Heath. Hip hip hooray.
Hip hip.
Hip, hip, hooray. Shut up. I had to do a quote of that one because you just not to. Yeah, great. My number 3 is Moneyball.
Oh yeah.
Moneyball is a fantastic film. Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill's in it. They're the sort of the main two. But it's based on a true story. It's about the Oakland Athletics, the Oakland A's, basically, who were a small budget sort of team and decided to go down a route about using the data, using the stats to actually create a team that would win it. So going against that all, the big players, the big name people, it's all about getting runs, getting, on base, and, not worrying about someone in a home run or whether they get walks, every time to first base. It's all about, using the data. And this is based on a true story, and it's really good. A great watch. Even if you're not into baseball, it's a fascinating watch. And I kind of like my baseball. I do. I'm not like big up on it as in knowing everything, but I like to watch it. I find it quite interesting, especially after that film, even more so. And Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill play it really well together. I really recommend watching it. I think you got it on. It's on Netflix, I think, at the moment. And it's a great watch. And it goes on about the Oakland A's, who go on to have a record unbeaten winning streak in this particular season. They don't go ahead and win the World Series; they get knocked out. But a team then follows their sort of what they've gone and done, and they do go and win a World Series, which shows that it worked. And
That was
what they were
Boston,
doing,
right?
they were like the first. Yeah, Boston. Yeah, the Red Sox came in and basically took what they did and put it in place, and they went and won a World Series by doing that. So yeah, so that's my number three. Like I
And
say, we've got some
also,
big names.
just to add to that, I think that there were other teams who took inspiration from Moneyball, such as
Yeah,
Liverpool. Then
yeah,
I think Fulham definitely do the Moneyball approach, and I
yeah,
think Brentford might do as well. But
yeah,
it's a very interesting concept. It's the idea of going for stats rather than the appearance. Kind of going maybe for the uglier player.
yeah.
Because the fact is he still gets the good stats. But it's great. It's a great film.
The fact that it's true and it's been implemented in other sports, I think it just goes a long way to just give you that good insight. So yeah, that's my number three. Number two, Heath.
Based on the novel of the same name, Damned United, another football one for me. This is all about Brian Clough and
Forgot
his
about
issue.
Damned United.
Yeah, he obviously was given the Leeds United job back in the day. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't to be. Got sacked after something like 30 or 40 days or something. It really spells out the charismatic kind of approach he has with people, and how he says it how it is to a certain extent is quite in your face. And it looks at Brian Clough from a personal and professional point of view. And to be honest, I think his family weren't too happy about the book. I got the impression that the film portrayed him a little bit better than the book it did. I think the book kind of was a bit colder, and it kind of spelt out a bit more about his drinking and stuff like that. Whereas the film, it was more about how things went down. And yeah, I thought it was a great film. It's a really nice film I can just stick on, and I look forward to watching it every time. I think it's a football element as well, where they kind of show the old commentary and stuff like that, and some of the older pitches and pitches, sorry, and like for instance the Billy Bremner Kevin Keegan Charity Shield, where it kicked off between the two of them. I just love seeing all that kind of stuff. I'm quite sentimental towards football that I wasn't even alive for, but I think a lot of people are. So that's my number two. How about yourself, mate?
Number two is Any Given Sunday.
Mate, I love that film. I love that film so much.
Al Pacino doing Al Pacino things. I've been being awesome. But yeah, Any Given Sunday is about obviously an NFL film. They're not calling it the NFL. They're not taking all those rights, obviously. But it's about Al Pacino being the team, being the manager or the head coach of the team under a new owner because somebody's been passed on the team, and just him being sort of set in his ways. Yeah, he gets a sort of a freak star player come through due to injuries to his quarterbacks, and he just goes through sort of like the sort of problems maybe that teams can face. What sort of obstacles you can get. I think it shows quite a bit of realism on that. Obviously, there'll be some unrealistic bits in it, but I think it has a really good portrait, and it's just a great film. And it's got one of the best damn team talk speeches you'll ever hear in anything.
It's so inspiring.
It's if you haven't seen it, just type into YouTube Al Pacino Any Given Sunday. You'll get the speech, and if that doesn't make you want to go and fucking fight for your team, nothing will. Absolutely great one. I love watching that film. It's a great watch, and definitely recommend it.
100%, mate. You've actually stolen my number one. That's fine though, because my other potential, I mean, my backup could have gone into anywhere here, and I was like planning just in case he used, probably my top three really. Then I was going to throw it in there, but yeah, the last one for me, number one, was going to be Any Given Sunday, but instead I've had to substitute it for Rocky 1 to 4. I again, a bit like what I was saying about the films earlier from the 90s. I feel like the Rocky films, you remember the bad guys. Let's say the bad guys, his opponents, But those films, apart from the one with Tommy Gunn, which is just awful,
Rocky
the films with where they go to Russia, Apollo Creed gets. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to give it away, really, but yeah, Apollo Creed gets damaged by Ivan Drago. I would break you. Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant, and I mean, you got again being sentimental towards older things. You know, it's like I love the idea that Stallone was a complete nobody. You know, he came up with this idea of the Rocky films, played it himself, and it stole all these Oscars away from these incredible films that came out around that time. And I love that. I love that idea. It's like it's almost like life imitating art. It's like Rocky was the underdog in real life, as a film. It wasn't expected to win anything, and it won the Oscars. And brilliant. It obviously got one of the best theme songs for any kind of film, really. Everyone knows the Rocky song. Everyone's run up some steps. I mean, I've done it. I've been fortunate enough to go to Philadelphia and run up the specific steps, but everyone's run up the steps and looked around, jumped up in the air with their arms up, right? Everyone's done that, right? I'm not the only one. I'm not the only loser, am I?
No. I've done it, mate. I've done it. Yeah. I don't think you're alone. You're okay. You're not a complete weirdo. Yeah.
Nice.
Really.
The good thing is that no one can see that look, mate. But no, it's a fantastic franchise. I mean, again, that I feel like there are some franchises that hold their own, but not many, and the Rocky one definitely does. So that probably would have, like I say, I had a feeling that you might have gone with the Mike Bassett. Rocky was going to come in the top 3 somewhere, but I think it probably deserves to be above Damn United and Mike Bassett. So I'm happy for it to be my number 1.
Yeah, no, fair enough, pal. I like it. Well, my winner, my number 1 has not been picked. Now, some people might not like this film, but I fucking loved it. The boxing film, Clint Eastwood, Hilary Swank, $1 Million Baby. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a fucking tearjerker at the end. I'm not bloody, I don't like it at the end one little bit. It's very upsetting. But I love boxing films, and I love boxing as well. But this is a boxing film that I thought was just really good. Yeah, okay. And you see it, where people come in and they spark people out as they're getting up there. But I just think it was really good and different to see a boxing film about female boxer, and women's boxing is massive, getting massive now, which is great to see. This film was really good. I enjoyed it. Clint Eastwood doesn't do too many bad films anyway. Morgan Freeman's in there, and I think it was just just great to see sort of how a person was training someone in the coach, because I don't think boxing films are easy to do at all, and that's why I sort of went for this. I mean, there are other boxing sort of movies out there, but this was my favorite one, and I thought it was done really well. Obviously, there was Oscar nominations, etc., and whatnot. So I think I think it got very much agreed. I think actually Hilary Swank won an Oscar for this. Actually, to be fair, for the Best Actress award. So definitely a top film for me. Obviously, there's others that I've missed out, I know, but $1 Million Baby's my favorite sport film. I could watch it loads and loads.
I think I've only seen that once, to be honest, mate. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't like I didn't like it. I just don't feel like it drew me in like these other films we've spoken about. But it's still a very good film, obviously.
Yeah, no, of course, completely understand that. And and like I said, there's I've missed out, loads that there's some great mentions I could say. Chariots of Fire, what a film. That didn't make it, unfortunately. Semi Pro, what a film Semi Pro is, eh? And then you got ones like Rush, The Fighter. The Fighter is a good boxing film, actually. That now they missed out. That was in my top 10. But I could go on forever. That's my 5. So yeah, put Tin Cup as number 10. I think I think that's probably it's rom-com with a bit of golf, and still a good film. But I'd happy to put Tin Cup at 10 and Dodgeball at 9.
Sounds good to me, mate.
I'm good with that. Yeah, I mean, it was again good film, but I wouldn't put it in front of Remember the Titans. I think Remember the Titans is better. I think actually Remember the Titans is probably better than a couple of others actually in there. I'm happy for who's to be number 8.
Okay, So are we going to go with Remember the Titans at 7 then?
No, I think that should probably go in front of. You might hate me for this,
Mike Bassett, England manager.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Mike Bassett great for what it is, but for sport and film and everything. But I'd rather see Mike Bassett in 7 and remember the Titans move up to number 6. To be fair, I think I was probably one that I forgot off my list a little bit there, and yeah, that should have been up there. Classic film.
Okay, so then we've still got Moneyball, Damned United, $1 Million Baby, Rocky. Am I missing one more?
Any Given Sunday.
Yeah. So okay, so I've already put Any Given Sunday at number 1.
That's number 1. Number 5, because of our sort of disagreement on it, I'm happy to let you have $1 Million Baby at number 5.
5.
Yeah, because we've got to come to some sort of agreement there, and it might be my favourite, but I don't think that probably make your top 10. So I think we've got to
Fair enough.
meet in the middle there, and I've got a lot of agreement with the other ones. To be fair,
Okay.
So I'm happy to concede there. That doesn't happen very often, but there you
Well,
go.
but this is fine because I feel like again I'm happy to concede Damned United at 4 because again that
Yeah.
that can't go above Rocky, and it can't go above probably Moneyball in the sense. I'd say Moneyball at 3 and Rocky at 2.
Yeah, Moneyball 3, Rocky 2, and then Any Given Sunday number 1 on the top of the pile.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you fast forward that, I say disagreement. It's actually a very amicable agreement.
Yeah,
We have at number 10, Tin Cup. We have at number 9, Dodgeball. 8, Hoosiers. 7, Mike Bassett, England manager. Number 6, Remember the Titans. Number 5, $1 Million Baby. Number 4, Damned United. Number 3, Moneyball. Number 2, Rocky 1 to 4. And number 1, Any Given Sunday. Oliver Stone's genius artwork of a film. Yeah, brilliant. Loved it, mate. The only thing now we have to watch all of them.
Yeah, no, I'm
again.
Yeah, but that's fine. I can start getting through that, and yeah, definitely. There's lots out there, lots. I've never seen like the film Rudy, and I've heard that's brilliant to watch and stuff. We didn't get Field of Dreams, A League of Their Own. There's so much out there, so much. But yeah, we could talk about that for hours and hours, and he probably wouldn't get bored of it either. So, but maybe you listeners would eventually. So I guess good top 10, Heath.
Yeah, loved it, mate. Really enjoyed that. That was good fun. It was good kind of like having to research into it and work out what's what. But I really enjoyed that, mate. It leads us on nicely to our final feature for today, which is our game week preview for the upcoming game week 35. So, I mean, looking at it here, there aren't any doubles this week. This is quite a chilled one. I think there's a couple of doubles in 36 and 37, and then 38. Obviously, they'll have them all on at the same time. So, what's happening for your teammate this week?
Well, I'm going to be making 2 transfers. I've got 2 free transfers, so I'll be making them. I'm all gearing up for like the good double game weeks in 36 and then a couple in 37. So I'm working towards that. But yeah, my transfers this week, plan's going to be, I'll obviously wait until Friday, but to get rid of Connor Cody and to get rid of Virgil van Dijk. You'll be thinking, what? Why are you getting rid of Van Dijk? But I'm just going to replace Van Dijk with Joel Matip. That's what I'm going to do.
Fair enough.
Matip's playing in every Premier League game at the moment. That seems to be just consistent. And he's picking up points as well. So I'm going to be good. That's what my plan is. Bring Matip in for Van Dijk, and then get rid of Connor Cody. And I'll probably bring in either Nathan Collins, probably from Burnley, I'd expect. It's all about me getting some money in the bank so I can do something with a striker in the following game week. So that's what I'm going to most likely look to do, providing nothing crazy comes out about injuries. So then if that happens, I'll have an Edison in goal, Matip, Cancelo, Trent and Collins in defence, Salah, De Bruyne, Maddison, Anthony Gordon midfield, Pukki, and also Sam Maximin still up front. To be fair, at this moment in time, I think he'll be the what I'm looking at. If Cornet is back from injury, I think I'll bring him in and put him instead of Sam Maximin probably. But other than that, then my bench would be McGovern, Cornet, Gelhardt, Williams, or Cornet will swap for Sam Maximin. That's what I'll be doing this week because, like I said, the following week I'll be making 2 transfers and taking a 4-point hit, but it's just to then get to the position that I want to be at, and which will hopefully give me a really strong team to play my bench boost on one of the game weeks of 36 or 37, where I'll have a lot of players playing 2 games in both of those game weeks. So that's the plan. Captain likely to be De Bruyne as well.
Yeah, feels like it. I mean, are you not tempted to stick with Salah?
Always tempted. I mean, you can never not be tempted to stick Salah as your captain. He's hauling again in terms of, he got on a 5 against City, 19 against United, 6 against Everton. But I think, obviously Newcastle are in that run at the moment where things going to be that easy for Liverpool there. Probably not, but yeah, I may change my mind, but I'm thinking at the moment, just watching De Bruyne play, I think they're starting him every game at the moment. He'll surely start again against Leeds. They can't be affording to drop points anywhere, and he's the man, isn't he? He's the key for them. Again, I know they've got Real Madrid in the semi-final, second leg to come up, but I can't see them not playing De Bruyne. It's a 5:30 kickoff on what is it? It's on Saturday, isn't it? It's the 5:30 Saturday kickoff. So surely I'm thinking that with them not playing until Wednesday on the 4th, I think that's enough rest time so that we see him starting again.
Awesome, mate. Yeah, I like it. It's quite an easy week for me as well. I think the only difficulty I have is whether I'm thinking of holding a transfer back for next week, like you say. But it is tempting to kind of like try and play it so that I've got maybe make a -4 this week, -4 next week, so that I've got plenty of doubles playing. Yeah, I've got Emi Martinez in goal. They're playing Norwich at home. I'd like to think that'd be a clean sheet. Aston Villa have been a bit weird recently, haven't they? They've not been on form, so they found themselves kind of just above the relegation zone without any worry of getting relegated, really. But yeah, he's my goalkeeper. Then I've got the Chelsea back three of Azpilicueta, James, Alonso. Then Carl Walker-Peters at Crystal Palace at home. Sorry, Chelsea have got Everton away. So I'd like to think that I have a horrible feeling that Everton might get a result there, but because they're at home, I feel like they could. But hopefully Chelsea hold them off and keep a clean sheet. Walker-Peters at home to Crystal Palace. Then I've got Saka, who's currently down with a bit of a flag on him. He looks like he's got a 75% chance of playing for a knock, so I'd imagine he would play against West Ham away. Then Son against Leicester at home. So that would be tempting to put maybe the captaincy on him. Could go crazy and put the captaincy on James Ward-Prowse against Crystal Palace at home. That would be quite a ballsy move.
Definitely ballsy.
Yeah, I feel like Ward-Prowse does go on little runs, doesn't he? He kind of gets results. He gets points in little bunches. But yeah, then I've got Jarrod Bowen. I'd like to think he's going to play against Arsenal, like start, but you never know really, because I suppose it all depends on this European run.
But they've got a huge game, haven't they, tonight? Or not tonight, tomorrow night, isn't it? I think where they play. We've got Frankfurt in the first leg semi-final, so it's Bowen's definitely going to be playing that game. But I think he's back playing again. I think his fitness is pretty much there.
No, it's just he's been rotated, hasn't he? That's the thing for the European games. But yeah,
I don't know if they will, because I suppose it'll depend on what the scoreline is against Frankfurt. If they get a 3-4-0 win against Frankfurt, then I think he'll play the Premier League game and they rest him in the away game of that instead. But if it's a tight one against Frankfurt in the first leg, then he could more likely rest him, I suppose, for the Sunday game. But again, they're playing Arsenal. It's a big game. There's another London derby. West Ham. Yeah, I think they probably think they've all but given up the top 4 runs. To be fair, but they still need to keep Wolves away from them, and they've got a chance of getting above Man United still, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So he's currently in the lineup, and I've got Ivan Toney up front with Keane. See, I would say that's pretty much how I'm thinking I'm going to go, unless I do make a transfer, and I could see Bowen maybe getting taken out. Maybe I'll bring in Kulusevski. I might bring him back. yeah, 4 Bowen, who knows? But then I've got Foster, Lacazette, Ericsson, and Luca Din, who's still injured. So that's my current situation. I've still got a triple captain to play, but I'm thinking I'll probably play it in the next couple of weeks, depending on the doubles. So yeah, that's my team. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be one hell of a game week, mate.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. No double game week, so all of us teams got one game each. Hopefully, will mean excitement. We can hope, fingers crossed, that we can have a good game week and that I can restore parity in terms of being at the top. Well, I'll be at the top still, but restore my 3-point lead. That'll be the aim.
Great stuff, mate. Really enjoyed this podcast. The films, the sporting films was a fantastic feature. I guess we could probably take that and run with that for something else in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, all I'll say is that if you want to get in touch with us, obviously, we've got our Twitter handles, our North versus South one, which is at FPLNVS. And my handle is at FPL Southerner, and then States is at FPL_Northerner. And all I'll say is that wish you all a successful game week next week for game week 35.
Good luck, everyone, and all the best. And yeah, thanks for listening.